We are live everywhere. It is the Mina's House podcast, episode 221. I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Agent G.
Stuckey.
Garnett literally has his Men in Black on right now.
Big facts. That's what we do around here.
So, oh my God, I just got the reference because our topic today is about aliens. I'm so slow.
I'm literally just saying that. I didn't even,
You didn't even plan it that way.
Yeah,
I'm like, why is Garnett have a Men in Black background and he's dressed like a 00 agent?
Yeah, listen, you lucky I ain't got my neuralizer. Get y'all up out of here. Get y'all out the paint.
So I'm so happy to be talking to you guys. I feel like, we don't see each other that much, obviously, because of the pandemic and stuff like that. Even though it's not really a pandemic, it seems like anymore. It doesn't feel that way.
Endemic.
But there's so many changes going on in my life. I'm like making like room for a man and a baby. And it's like, this is like the thing that I have that's like constant. So I really look forward to this, talking about all the mess going on social media with you guys. Let's hop right into what's going on in our feed. So Diddy is involved in a love triangle, which I thought was odd because I can't tell you the last time I knew anything about Diddy's love life. I mean, Cassie is the last thing I remember. And she got a whole baby with a whole nother man.
2 babies.
Right, 2 babies. So Young Miami from the City Girls apparently is dating Diddy, which was always a speculation. But now it's no longer a speculation because she's literally fighting over him on Twitter with an OnlyFans model. And they're like going back and forth. The OnlyFans model is calling Diddy her baby daddy. Young Miami's like, I'm still going to mess with your man. How you dating a billionaire and you got crusty carpet. It is bad. And this man is 50 years old and these girls got to be in their 20s. Social media is roasting them, saying, why are they fighting over a senior citizen? What's going on in Diddy's life? Why is this happening to him?
Well, Diddy always been involved in love triangles, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it just so happened to be they were girls of his age and maybe social media wasn't as prevalent. Like Cassie, I feel like it was a little bit more singularity, but clearly there might be some things that happen for her to, want to leave. But I feel like he's always, again, I don't want to put him in there, but always just involved with many women that he loves all at the same time. So, I mean, and again, his children, his daughters, all 3 of his daughters are all the same age. The twins and the other little girl, I think, are like 3 months apart.
I forgot about that. You're right.
I'm saying he kind of always is in a situation
so
like
he's always been a hoe.
I think Diddy likes drama. He likes mess. Like that's what appeals to him because all this stuff came out because Diddy posted a picture with him kissing the OnlyFans model. Like he did that. Like he started all of this. First off, I'm still beefing with Diddy from hosting the Billboard Awards. He was so bad, y'all. Like he was so terrible. Bad. And I was so disappointed because, I love Diddy. Like he's like my favorite. And like seeing him perform like that or whatever it was that he was doing, I'm just like, this ain't the same Sean John that made Press. But this ain't Sean John. This ain't Unforgivable. This ain't Press Play Diddy. I'm disappointed. I don't know who this man is. I don't know who this man is.
You're a Diddy fan? I never met a Diddy fan.
Oh my God, I am obsessed. I used to be. Diddy was our guy before like Drake was our guy. Like Diddy, all the guys, I'm telling you, all the guys grew up obsessed with Diddy. Like
who?
I'm telling you, like Diddy was our guy. You know how Garnett said his friend listens to Kevin Samuels to tell him what kind of cologne to buy? Diddy told me what cologne to buy, what music to buy, what to wear. Diddy was my father.
Well, the way he's been spreading it around, he could have been.
Listen.
Okay, so you're saying he's a man of influence, is what you're saying.
he's that guy. He's
Okay.
a god. That's what he is. Like Diddy is like, well, he was. Now I don't know what's happening.
He 50 years old. That's what's happening.
Shana brought up a good point. This is who he's always been. He's just 50 now, I guess, and everybody expect him to change. He's not changing. That's one of the main reasons why, we feel like Cassie probably got up out of there. But, at the end of the day, he can do what he wants. These women need him. He don't need them at the end of the day. He's the meal ticket. That's why they acted like that on Twitter. Who else they gonna get after Diddy? Who else?
I don't understand though. He's 50 years old. Why is he inviting this 20-year-old drama into his life? Aren't you tired, bruh?
He don't think it's drama.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
Way of life.
Right. I mean, listen, he's been out shootout in clubs. He's been known for slapping rappers. Like this is light work on Diddy's resume. He don't mind as all of his, the mothers of his children. They get together on all the holidays, on boats, Thanksgiving. Like he knows how to manage stuff. So he's just putting it out there, letting us know, like, hey, look, if you're gonna do it, make sure you do it like this.
I don't know what's going on with our moguls. That it's like when Dr. Dre was messing with April Jones, or they were on a date or whatever. I'm like, what are you doing, sir? You're like 55 years old. And I at a certain point, I'm expecting you to be a mature adult. I'm so glad Jay-Z's out here acting like a mature billionaire.
That's
because our other billionaires are acting like kids.
And I don't know if we would consider Tay Diggs like one of our moguls. I think for movies, he definitely is one. And now he's out here acting a fool with April Jones. We gotta protect these men. Like we gotta get them together.
Not putting Tay Diggs in the Diddy and Dr. Dre conversation.
just like as our like back in the day, like Tay Diggs was that guy too. I mean, I wasn't
that Diddy, Dr. Dre, Jay-Z level. One the like
in the movies, I think he would be
C minus a D level black movie, yeah.
Don't do that to Tay Diggs. He went to Syracuse. We went to the same school. Don't do that to him. He's on All American.
Tay Diggs, Morris Chestnut, Lorenz Tate, like they are like Black Hollywood on the movie side.
He's like one movie away from an Avengers role.
Yeah.
He is.
It's low.
I believe it. Black Panther. Don't be surprised if you see Tay Diggs in Black Panther.
It's either an Avengers role or a Fast and the Furious. One or the other.
Yeah, he's almost there, man. So
Fast and Furious, maybe.
I'm gonna need Diddy to get that together. Okay, he's too old to be in a love triangle. Someone said if you was dealing with women your age, you wouldn't have these issues. What?
Why do these girls want to be in it? Like these girls are choosing, because I feel like Diddy's very clear, like, which is why he changed his name to Brother Love. Like, I love everybody, and I feel like he's being clear because we know that he was allegedly messing with what's the girl name? Baby mom, like Joey. While he was messing with
Future's baby mom. Yeah.
She got a baby with Bow Wow.
I forgot about her. Damn, he's been slinging all the young girls. Damn, Diddy.
Over like he was away with her.
Yeah.
And he was posting pictures with her. So it's like
I forgot she was dating him. He's getting around.
He's very clear, like it is what it is. You either with it or you not. And they obviously he got something that they all falling in love with, and it leads to this drama. But I don't think that he's wrong if he states his intentions with these women and they know. That's for them.
I don't understand why he can't date people like Tyra Banks. Like, come on.
Because Tyra Banks, no,
nobody wants that. Tyra Banks is insane. Like, nobody wants to deal with Tyra Banks.
he's 50 years old. He's at the pinnacle of who he is, and why not get you a young hottie? Why would you settle for a 50-year-old?
Why can't you just settle?
Huh?
That's messed up.
But why can't you just get you one young hottie? Why you gotta have 7?
He's never been that though. He's always had 7.
But now he's 50. Now he's 50. Maybe it's time for you see what happened to Kevin Samuels. You better be careful. Them young girls gonna put something on. You can't get out. You better be careful.
These Kevin Samuels faithfuls, they gonna be in your DMs, man. They gonna be in your comments. They go hard for them. They got people out here getting tattoos on their legs with them. It's
I
crazy.
seen that. That's crazy. You remember the relationship therapist Tracy that we had on the show? Remember I asked her about Kevin Samuels? I put that little clip up of her saying like she doesn't like people who categorize women as things, and that got so many hits just because people, anything that says Kevin Samuels, people eat up.
That's funny.
The faithfuls.
Yeah, let's talk about Jack Harlow because in a recent interview, Hot 97's morning show does this thing where they play music and they see if white people know the music. That's how I've never heard it. That's how I interpreted the feature that they had Jack Harlow on. So they're playing Brandy's Angel in Disguise, which is literally, I believe it's on Never Ever or what? It's like the first album.
It's the second one, I thought.
Or the second
I think Angel in Disguise is on Full Moon.
Angel in Disguise.
Is it on Full Moon? No, I thought it was on the one right before.
Yeah, Never Say Never. Yep, I was right.
Yes.
What's the name of the album?
Never Say Never. I remember because I had the tape.
Yes, I played that one over and over.
Okay. So it's a classic song if you're a fan of R&B, So they're playing the song for him. He doesn't know who it is. They're trying to give him hints. They were like, her brother has a super successful sex tape. So he ends up saying, wait, Brandy's related to Ray J or something like that. So basically he didn't know that they were related, and people killed him for this. Now, I think the argument is you're making Black culture music. You're making music that's Black people music. You should know some of the icons in Black music. And you should know their story. You should know their music. First of all, he didn't know the song. That's the first thing. Second of all, they're giving him clues, and then he didn't know the family relationship that was there. As a young 24-year-old, even taking away the race, the fact that he's white, as a young artist, is it his responsibility to A, know this classic R&B song, and then B, know that Ray J and Brandy are related?
No, I think we're holding him to this standard, obviously, because he's a Caucasian man. But he was born in 98.
The same year that album came out.
You understand? So most of even my generation, right? Like there were people that didn't know that Moesha and Brandy was the same person. Like there was a point in time where they didn't even know that, right? But Moesha, let's say he even watched Moesha, but why would he watch Moesha? That came out in 96. The final episode was in 2001.
Yeah, but Netflix just put it on their platform last year.
Yeah, but we're talking, who's to say he's as busy as he's going to be? Who has time to watch Netflix?
Yeah, but like Garnett, given what you just said, because initially I agree with you, but now given what you just said, I 100% disagree, because like Mina just said, like they put it on Netflix, right? And in my head, like immediately I'm like, oh yeah, for us, for the culture, whatever. But he does try to influence himself into the culture. And I just feel like there are certain things that being in the culture, you should at least know and or care about. So like Ray J's not the bigger star out of the two of them. So to say like, oh, that's Ray J's sister, this and the third, like it's almost insulting, to be honest with you. Granted, he is a rapper, he's not a singer, so like there are chances that he may not know who Brandy is, but now it leads me to believe there's a lot of other stuff you don't know. Like you don't know who Faith smashed. You don't know what Faith did to the family. You don't know that. You don't know what Usher was doing at 7:00. You don't know these things about the culture. So like you being a part of it now rubs me the wrong way. You probably never see Friday afternoon.
There are Black rappers that don't know the stuff that you just spit out. Like
that's okay.
They might not know Angel in Disguise, but they know that Brandy and Ray J are related. Like, and I guess that's my one thing is, if nothing else, we live in this world of Instagram, and Ray J is one that has been all over for several different things, and Brandy somehow gets drugged into it a lot. So I just can't believe that for a young person that is in this age where like social media is king, You don't know. You've never seen this one in post. You've never seen it with Baller Alert post sibling thing. Like you've never seen it. And again, this is the culture you're a part of. I refuse to believe that. And to your point, Garnett, my niece was born in '96. She know that they're siblings. She might not know Angel in Disguise. She might know like The Boy Is Mine, a couple other songs, but she is aware that they are siblings from all of our media and things like that we have. If nothing else, from Kim Kardashian and the whole sex tape fiasco, as people are engrossed in like that story, in the Kardashian story.
So why are we acting like this is the line of like culture to know that Brandy and Ray J
outside of Michael and Janet? Outside of Michael and Janet, name another cultural duo of ours, brother and sister duo, that we have as Black people.
Okay, so I can't answer that right now because that's just not where I'm at.
Ain't nobody else.
You named two certified freaking legends that have been doing music. Like you just named Michael Jackson. Which one?
But Garnett, to be honest with you, these
like
people,
but you had to know Michael Jackson's whole family because he made music with them. They came up completely like
Jackson music.
I just think if you're someone who is not of color making music for people of color, I think there is a higher standard for you to be familiar with the culture that you're appropriating. So I just think that, and I think what happens is a lot of these like Macklemore or whatever, they're rapping or they're making music, and it's like they didn't really grow up on the culture per se. So I think when you are someone that's not of color, you're just being held to a higher standard, and you have to be aware of that and not be surprised when stuff like this happens.
So I think that's very unfair. I really do. One, because it's like, what book is all of this stuff in? Like, where can they like go and check this out? Like, what library is this in? Like, where can they go and actually?
That's the issue though, because like when I say "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time," you know who sings that. You know who it's by. You know
that's because I was physically around.
No. You know that because that's mainstream culture, and it's always been mainstream culture. Even in Britney Spears' video, she referenced the Titanic. A lot of us had never even seen the Titanic, but we knew what it was from because that has been pushed down our throats as mainstream culture. It's up to these people who are now wanting to be a part of this culture to do their homework, do your research, go back and look. When all of us were excited about all those TV shows going to Netflix, you should have just saw that and be like, oh, they're excited about that. You should have went back and look at the shows. You should watch Girlfriends. You should watch Moesha, all these things. Like if you're going to...
They put Sanford and Son on Netflix right now, I guarantee you I'm not going back to watch it. But if they put Sanford and Son on it right now, you know why you're not gonna go back and watch it, because you're not interested in that. But a person who is not true, but then why wouldn't you watch it then? Because it's just like I didn't grow up on that. I'm into comics.
But if the people to know that you don't want to watch it, you also are familiar with what the show was, even if you never watched the episode. You know the reference.
And like the Cosby Show is old, but if everybody started right now talking about the Cosby Show and you've never seen it and you want to be a part of this culture and the culture is talking about this, something should click in you to be like, let me check this out. Let me see what this is about. And if you don't do that, then like, why do you want to be a part of this culture? To me, that feels like culture vulture.
That's what I'm saying. So every time Ray J and Princess Love or somebody was going through something on social, you mean Jack Harlow ain't never seen none of them posts or none of these, like he never seen it in his feed. He never seen anything. Like I just can't believe it for his age group that is consumed by that. And you're in a field which makes you be consumed by that you've never seen, or you're just not paying attention because you just don't care. You're doing what you want to do.
Let me say this though. I think the culprit here is the commercialization of hip hop, because I literally have gone to school at Syracuse University with white kids who know every Kendrick Lamar rap, every Jay-Z rap, and it's like, they don't know Brandy. They might not know a Brandy song. They didn't grow up with rhythm and blues, like I grew up in a household that listened to R&B music, You know, they're literally, these white kids literally are listening to hip hop. And I noticed it when I was in college, and they know nothing about the culture of being black, you know, but they're enjoying the music. And that's what we are seeing displayed in so many different ways. You know, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the commercialization of hip hop, of the music, you know, but not necessarily the education of the culture that created the music. So it's like that's what this is a reflection of.
Yeah, and but what you just said though, I think that's okay. Like I think it's okay to listen to this stuff and not know the full background of it. The issue comes in is if you're going to be an artist, that's when you got to take that step and you have to learn about this culture that you're currently representing. If you're just rapping a song, you're just rapping a song.
You're not gonna be a country singer and you don't do any research on the genre and the story. You know what I mean? Like really do your research on that. If you've never, like that'd be like me deciding to be a country singer and I just start making these songs because I heard a Reba McEntire song or I heard a Tim McGraw, but I'm not actually getting myself immersed in the culture that I'm pushing my art out to. Like, how do I not do that?
I mean, you know, he's a 24-year-old kid, you know, a 24-year-old white kid. Where is he from? Do you know? Does anybody know?
Under a rock, you know.
Oklahoma? What? Jack?
Okay, Oklahoma is like that.
Don't just say Oklahoma.
I don't know. I don't.
They listening like, what we
He's from Louisville. See, I knew it was something.
Okay, then he need to know. He from Louisville? No, he need to know.
And all I'm saying is
He's from Louisville, Kentucky. Like, I mean, I'm not super mad at him. I don't blame him. Even aside from the fact that he's white, he's 24. So it's like there's an age thing and then there's also like a racial thing. But I just think, again, if you are partaking in a culture, you need to be familiar with that culture. And if you're not, people are going to drag you the way that he was dragged,
Yeah.
you know? And it's like, it comes with the territory. You can't make music that another culture created and then not know about the culture. It's like people making Spanish music and you don't know nothing about
100%.
the culture of Spanish people.
I'm just gonna make.
listen, hold on.
Like you just gonna make money off of our language, but not do your job to learn about the culture. Like it's gonna rub people the wrong way.
Yeah, and like Garnett, that's like you trying to go and sell houses and you know nothing about the real estate market. And you're like, well, I'm young, so I shouldn't have to know about this neighborhood. That's ridiculous. And also, I think that we need to be better gatekeepers. Like there's no reason that Jack Harlow should have even been able to sit in that chair and give them that interview. We have to stop doing that. We keep allowing these people to infiltrate our circles. Now I sound like Dr. Umar.
I was gonna say you're going a little bit too far, sir. We went off the deep end, sir.
We allowing it.
You just want to put your dashiki on right now. Put your kufi on. Get the African flag and wave it in the back because you just went off the deep end.
Yeah, Jack can do the area.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop letting people in there.
The beauty of hip hop is that it brings people together.
Okay.
Right. So that's the beauty of the music, that everybody, it doesn't matter. Look at us. Look, I'm a Spanish girl and I'm friends with you guys. I mean, this is what the culture and music has done.
You know who Brandy is?
Brought us together. That's because I had that cassette tape.
But just you wait though. I'm gonna write this down. It's 9:02 May 17th. When the Grammys roll around and Jack Harlow beats Kendrick Lamar, we're gonna come back to this.
We're not, because that's a whole nother conversation, which actually leads us to our next conversation, because the commercialization of hip hop has made it where people who are not, it's different for Doja Cat because she's black and white, right? But what happens is now you have people who, you know, people who are not part of the group that made the music winning these accolades and these awards, and it's like a sore thumb every time you know, these award shows come around. But Doja Cat is black and white, you know, but Doja Cat won like a whole bunch of R&B awards at the Billboard Awards. She won for best R&B artist. She won for best, you know, R&B album over Summer Walker, whose whole album is literally R&B music. And then Doja Cat has maybe one or two songs on her album. Her album's very eclectic. There's hip hop on there, R&B, there's pop, you know, some of it can be considered maybe a little dancey cuz it has some rhythm to it. This is kind of what's happening, and it's not so much, I don't want to make it like a color thing here cuz that's not what's happening here. It's more so like commercial music beating music from people that are naturally a part of that genre. Like even Kanye West winning all these gospel and Christian awards, right? Like, how you winning over Tasha Cobb? like what? I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's happening a lot, which is not so much like a color thing, but more so of commercial music is beating out things that are not as commercially viable.
Well, I think that it's just where hip hop is at. That's where like rappers have spoke out about that. I remember J. Cole having a bar speaking about Macklemore and talking about things like that. Where, you know, if you look at just where hip hop is at the moment, where we have, in order for us to get a lot of streams or a lot of views, we have to super degrade our women, super, you know, popularize violence. We have to do so many things in order to get to a high level. It's not all the time, but a lot of the time, this is where we have to go. Jack Harlow can just roll in and talk about women, can talk about the same stuff that if Dex was a rapper and if that's what he wanted to talk about, he may not get seen on that level, but this isn't anything that like, this isn't new. It's just happening to hip hop. This has happened in jazz. This has happened in funk. This has happened, you know, in 20 years from now, it probably won't be any top 5 Black rappers. Probably won't be. It'll be what it seems like it's going to be, where, you know, now Jack Harlow's the new hot thing, and I don't have anything against him. I'm just going by, you know, how many people have like got eyes on him right now, and he probably makes good music. But at the end of the day, like, that's somebody that is, like we were saying, didn't grow up in this culture, as far as like, even though I won't hold him not knowing Brandy and Ray J as like the bar, but he may not know some things that he probably should. Fine, cool. But it's going to usher in a lot more. And that's all I'm saying. And like I said, it's not the beginning stages, because I feel like the beginning stages was 5-10 years ago. It's actually happening in front of our eyes right now, though. Going to a Doja Cat, where, be honest with you, I don't know any of her songs unless like I hear it and it's like, oh, I didn't even know she made that.
I was gonna say, you probably know a lot of her songs, you just don't realize that it's her, because she's literally the only artist that is literally getting played on like pop stations, hip hop stations.
Well, I'm so even to go to that point, I could be a little jaded because I don't really like, I listen to the radio. When I do, I listen to you. And
I'm playing Doja Cat.
But that's the thing. I don't know. I listen to, you know, it seems like when I turn back around to it, switching stations, like, oh, I don't know. So I would have to hear it to be like, oh, okay. But what I'm saying is I can't even put a face to the song.
How about Summer Walker? If you heard a Summer Walker song, would you know it was her?
Yeah, I'm more familiar with her songs. I'm a little bit more like Doja. I know her from Twitter, and people love her body and her dancing, and they say she's beautiful. Like, and that's no offense to. I'm being dead serious. I don't know a song like off the top of my head, but like I said, I say all that to say, whereas like I just feel like we're in that process of what you're saying, Mina, of it being so popular that we're losing touch with the essence of it. And yeah, the essence is pretty much lost, and we're seeing it. That's this conversation. This is it, where we have things like this going on, and it's going to be more of the regular, more of the norm, just like in the past when that stuff was happening. We wasn't around for it, but this we've seen this story before.
Yeah, I mean, I think artists can, if you're a specific artist, and we talked about this before with Kanye, you can make a different type of album. So Kanye, for example, I just don't think that his album is a gospel album. But Snoop made a gospel album. Snoop, when you listen to those songs that have gospel artists, that's an actual gospel album. In the Doja Cat situation, I was confused because I just always consider her more of a pop artist. And I didn't know, meaning to your point, because she is mixed, is this a thing where like Billboard didn't feel, or the way her songs get classified, they don't go into pop? Like where Beyonce, gets nominated for R&B and then she gets nominated for some of the pop things. I almost didn't know if it was kind of snubby in that way, like, oh, we're just gonna put her in R&B, like, put her in these R&B categories. So I almost took it the opposite way, like, well, what if she wants to be known more as a pop artist because her music is so eclectic and it does not fit into one particular box? She's kind of reaching different people with her music in different genres. I almost took it that way, where I was a little confused, like, well, why was she classified for all these R&B awards kind of thing? And again, it's not to say that artists, like I know the argument came up with Justin Timberlake was winning for R&B and people consider because he was a pop artist. I do think a pop artist can make an R&B album and vice versa, but I just think it goes back to this long discussion of how are they classifying which lane this music goes in.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the songs and I'm like, where is this R&B artist? This R&B album, like all of these songs, Woman, Get Into Ya, You Right, Kiss Me More. These are all pop songs.
Exactly.
But it's like, why are they classifying her that way? Because she sings? Because she is singing on these songs.
I think it's because she's an African-American female, and like African-American females are thrown into this category of their R&B singers.
So because she's half Black, she's an R&B artist? That's so racist.
And honestly, we may be giving the paper bag test here. They don't be saying like she's half Black. They're like, she's a Black woman. It sounds like harmonizing. She's an R&B singer. She's popular. Let's give her the awards.
It's honestly, weird to me because Black people have dragged her and said she wasn't Black, but then she's not white to be in the pop category. Well, that's confusing. Like that's just confusing to me.
Black people don't claim Doja Cat because we found out about Doja Cat.
With her MAGA friends or whatever.
Her MAGA friends, and she's anti-Black. She was in there showing her feet to the Proud Boys. Like she's a bit much. Like we've let her in. We've apologized. Well, we've let her apologize. Whatever. We've danced her songs on TikTok, but we still know the truth about you, Doja Cat. We know what you were doing. Honestly, I think we got to get out of this category though. And listen to what Garnett said. It's really woken me up. Like we really have to like stop letting the Billboard Awards that we don't watch. Y'all didn't watch it. I watched it. For whatever reason, I do not know why I watched it. I was disappointed in myself. But y'all are the smart ones. Y'all don't even watch these shows anymore, which is smart. And then we get bent out of shape about these shows. Like, let's stop doing this. Let's stop letting these people get us bent out of shape to something that we're not even gonna pay attention to. Doja Cat got on that stage and was like, basically, other women, and she started naming the two that she knew, SZA and somebody else. They deserve this award. Artists got to start doing the legwork now. Like we can't keep doing it because nobody's listening to us. We get upset about it. We complain about it, and it's just like next year they're gonna do the same thing over and over. And like at this point, like how Adele said Beyonce deserved this award, and Macklemore I think said that Kendrick Lamar deserved the award. It's up to them now. Like it's out of our hands because nobody's listening to us.
Well, Macklemore didn't say it in his acceptance speech. He texted Kendrick.
Well, I mean, I ain't getting on the stage and saying you need to get my award. I'm gonna take my award, but I'm gonna let you know like this wasn't right.
I'm just saying.
You did though.
But even if they did, it was not like they're gonna rescind the award. Right. I think the problem is in who's in these rooms nominating these people. That's the root of all these issues. The Grammys, the Billboards. It's like people that are a representation of these categories that you're nominating other artists for are not in the room. Like if you're making a decision on a country music album, you better have the country people in the room making the decision. But the thing is, they do it off of charts. So Billboard is specifically off of charts. So that's the confusing part here, because when Summer Walker's album dropped, they were like, oh, this album beat out Lemonade as the R&B they like all these accolades were coming out. And it's like, why would you put Doja Cat in that category when she has spins from pop stations versus Summer, who only has spins from R&B and hip hop stations. Obviously, Doja Cat's gonna have more spins because she's getting the pop stations, the R&B stations, the hip hop stations. So it's really the people that are in these rooms that are making these decisions. And someone has to be in there like, no, you can't put Doja Cat in the category with Summer Walker because you're gonna cheat Summer out of her rightfully deserved award.
Now that you say that, I think I changed my stance a little bit. Because now that I'm thinking about it, like I said, like, y'all don't watch these awards. Like people aren't interested in this stuff anymore. So like the only way for them to get bodies and seats and viewers on TVs is to have the popular artists there. So if everyone is listening to someone like Doja Cat and she's getting spins all over, there's more of a chance that you're going to listen to her and know who she is than a Summer Walker who is only on select charts. So I guess I get it now. It's stupid, but I think I get it.
It's unfair.
All the R&B awards.
Should she not though? Because like, are we going to give it to an R&B singer that most of the people don't know, that people aren't going to tune into the show to watch?
Yes.
But we don't. But if you're a Doja fan, you're tuning in to see. You just want to see what she's going to do. So you're already tuned in.
I want my girl to win too, though. Like I want to celebrate. Oh, my girl Doja won. I want to do that because she's a popular art. I think that's what it boils down to.
So you think that her fans, when they hear R&B, you don't think they was like?
No, they don't care. They don't care because let me tell you this. I'm an Ashanti fan, and if Ashanti got on that stage and they said she's gonna win for Country Music Awards, I'll be posting it and clapping. Let's go, girl! You want that?
Breaking boundaries.
Yes. Breaking boundaries.
Dex, I would agree with that if they announced the winners beforehand. To like have the people go there. It's not like we know what's happening beforehand. So what I will say to that is, to what Mina was talking about, that just lets you know the same people that's making those decisions, they're clearly the same people that's in control of our culture.
Garnett, let me just say this though. Let me just say this. If you advertise to me that Doja Cat is going to be there and Doja Cat is there and Summer Walker's there and I'm a Doja Cat fan or whatever, and like you give Summer Walker this award over my girl Doja, then it's a whole nother can of worms that it's just like, I don't think they want to deal with it. I really don't. I think they get these artists.
It's the same thing on the other hand. If you say that Summer Walker,
yeah, but they don't care about the other hand though. That's what I'm saying. Like they care about.
But I'm talking to you if I'm a Summer Walker fan coming from that perspective, I care about that, you know. But it's
yeah. Of course. But they don't care.
So
if you're not going to announce
the winners beforehand, right? If you're not going to announce the winners beforehand, so why not just promote them performing? How come that's an issue? How come you just don't book her to perform, and that's how you get the views? Like you can.
I just think in general there has to be more integrity with these music award shows in general. Like you guys are having music award shows and getting the music all wrong. Like how are you doing that? Get the music right, get the genres right, get the people who rightfully deserve their flowers while they're here, get it right. Okay. That's it. All right. So our topic for today is about UFOs because I was very surprised. I believe it was the House had the very first open public UFO conversation. They had a open meeting about UFOs in the government, the House, today. And then after they had the open meeting, they had a closed meeting. So I was like, okay, we're having UFO meetings in the government. And then Pentagon officials testified that, you know, they've spotted UFOs. And I'm like, we're talking about aliens. Do you guys really believe in this? I mean, the Pentagon is saying there's videos of unidentified objects here in an official meeting in the government. Do you guys have a story? Do you believe this?
I have a very recent story. Absolutely, I believe it. Of course. Last night, the aliens was trying to get me, y'all. I swear to God, they were trying to get me last night. So I'm laying in bed, right? The way my apartment is set up, like it's like there's one wall and it's like just a window, like the full thing is like a full length window, whatever. It's beautiful, great view. So I'm laying down or whatever, and I see that, and it was like well, you can't say, but it was like this bright blue. And I was like, did I leave a light or something on in there? It was pitch black in there. Everything was off. I went out there and the moon was so close to me. I swear to God, it was aliens here last night. I promise you. Because I was like, something feels weird to me. And when I went in there, the moon was closer than it normally is. It was aliens. I'm telling you, it was aliens.
The aliens push the moon over?
They always do. And people try to make you feel crazy when they talk about the sun. Oh, the sun doesn't move or whatever. It does. Y'all stop listening to these people. But y'all also probably believe that the world is round. So I'm going to just, whatever. Like, I can do that the earth is flat.
So this is where I don't necessarily believe in aliens and UFOs.
It's just us here. That's it.
No, what I'm gonna say is I believe that there are things that we can't explain that are beyond like human things, like, you know, like what is spiritual world and things like that. I don't know about the aliens and the UFOs, because it's like, then why don't we be doing nothing else when they come here? So y'all just be coming, spying, and then y'all be out. Like, I know we go to Mars, we go to these places, but we always trying to steal something and bring something back.
And not steal something.
Like, we make it known we went to this planet and we took this and we discovered this. What are they doing? They just taking a peek and then they leaving? Like, I don't believe it. I believe when we see undescribed objects, it's probably some other country. I ain't gonna name no names because I don't want nobody coming after me on this podcast. Some other country with their military and armed stuff spying on us when we see stuff that we can't explain. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I don't believe there's aliens out there. I believe there are like other life forms, but I don't think it's in the sense of what we've been conditioned to think. It looks like ET. They're gonna take over your mind. You know, they're gonna brainwash you. Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
This is how they got y'all, because they put it in the movies like that, so y'all can be like, "Oh, I ain't never seen no green creature, so there's no way that's true." Because y'all looking for ET. The aliens don't look like ET. The aliens look like Jack Harlow. That's how you know who Brandy was. I'm telling you, the aliens are out there. It's literally like how Men in Black was. And Men in Black, they told you it's not what y'all think it is. It is regular people. They are aliens.
You didn't just quote a movie after you just said we.
No, because y'all ain't paying attention.
You quoted a movie to reference why you right.
Y'all ain't paying attention. That's why I'm telling you, the aliens out there.
Listen, being Agent J from the Men in Black, aka the RIB.
First of all, that stands for Realtors in Black.
Yeah, I know.
As we know, Garnett made a commercial to sell his real estate, and it's a Men in Black remake to Realtors in Black.
That's it. That's right. Nah, I think it's exactly what Dex said. First of all, yeah, I don't think, well, it may be some aliens that look like that, right? That look like how we think it is with the big head and lime green and slimy and all that good stuff.
That's Donald Trump.
If you ever watch LeBron James play basketball, he's not from this earth. That man is 6'9". He's the fastest person on the floor. He's the strongest person on the floor. He can shoot, run, jump. Yeah, that's not a regular person.
You trying to say his mama Gloria had relations with an alien to make
No, I'm not trying to say that at all. I just know what he is. I don't know how he got here. I have no clue.
I mean, very obvious when it comes to basketball.
Special being. She may be a very special being like that too. Like we don't know. I can't pinpoint where LeBron James really comes from. We have no clue. He may be half human, half alien. We don't know. Who else is like that?
So the line, the Monstar stole the talents from the NBA players means nothing to y'all. Like y'all don't think that's y'all saw Space Jam and y'all didn't think that could be real at all. Y'all okay? I'm gonna survive when the aliens come. Y'all gonna be shocked. Not me.
The moon towards you.
I'm not worried about no damn alien. I'll tell you that much.
They went out their way to push the whole moon just to you that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't believe me.
What's the consensus? I say there's no aliens.
I say there's no.
I say y'all are crazy for thinking that there's no aliens.
Yeah, I'm all in favor of it being other people on Earth that's not us. Yeah.
No, I don't think that we.
But that's what the thing is. What is considered us? Like,
me. You
like,
don't think that's just us.
I'm just saying, like, okay, if there are people with 2 legs and 2 arms on a different planet, don't they technically look just like us? That's not an alien.
That would be
it's
like
their costume, and they take it off.
How is that different than living on another country or you're like? How is that different?
The conditions, see, now what you're saying right now, this is why I don't believe we've ever been in space. I swear to God, every time they be like, we went to space, they'd be lying.
So hold on.
People in space, they can live in different conditions and stuff like that. Like they don't, like if one of us went to space, well, if y'all went to space, y'all would explode. If I went to space, I'd probably live up there. But these people who are consistently living up there in space and stuff like that, they can live in those conditions. That's what makes them different than us.
Right, but why does it make them a threat? You know what I'm saying? When I think of aliens, when I think of UFOs,
because you're watching the movies.
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe they're not here bothering anyone. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're just another species. I don't think alien, like they're trying to harm. It's funny because here's the thing. For the government to have this briefing, this is a security thing. They're not just gossiping about aliens, right? For the government to have an actual briefing, they're like, okay, well, there's unidentified objects. Obviously, this is a security threat. That's what this is about, a threat, right? Mm-hmm. Is someone living on another planet that looks similar to us, living under different conditions? Is that really a threat and something you need to have a congressional hearing about? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't believe that the sense that we have of there's aliens in the world, I don't believe that's really out there. It could just be a different organism or a different version of us that just lives on another planet. That's not why you need to have a congressional hearing for. That's not a threat.
They have a congressional hearing because when they went up to space, they went and took some stuff. Because like I said, we always going and taking stuff, but they didn't brought back here and then they don't know how to control it. That's why they have private hearings. So if there is other life forms here, I don't necessarily think it's because UFOs bought them. I think it's because we bought these things back here.
Honestly, I don't think that we need to be concerned about this. I think if the aliens are listening to this podcast, which I hope you guys are, y'all the ones that need to be concerned. You are moving down here to deal with Americans, the same Americans who were fighting over toilet paper and didn't want to wear masks. I'm telling you, if y'all come down here and reveal yourselves, y'all gonna be our pets. Like, we're gonna start walking y'all like dogs. Stay where y'all at. I'm telling you, Americans.
Stay on your planet. Stay in your galaxy.
Well, Mina, to go back to what you said, as far as like a country, like if someone's like, that is technically the definition of alien. Somebody that
a naturalized alien.
It is though. That's somebody doing that. But
that's a good point.
But so I mean, so that lets you know it could technically be anything. Somebody that's not from here. I personally, I'm into animals. I'm into, like the marine world. Have y'all ever seen like an octopus like do his thing? The octopus is crazy to me.
The only thing I see an octopus do is lay on my plate and get ate.
Listen, it is okay, but go and look up some stuff with the octopuses, man. They are
no, thank you, sir.
They aren't from this country at all. They aren't from this world. It's no way possible. But
all right, on that note.
Don't just cut me off like that.
Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen and aliens.
Listen.
This has been the 221st episode of the Mina's House podcast. I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Agent J.
Stuckey. This guy here is something else.
He just took his shades off
and still had glasses on.
That he has glasses under his shades.
Still had glasses on.
That's what aliens are doing. He might be one of them. Better watch.
Alien.